Now hold on here. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you not dusty? Good morning to everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Big Al. So, I have been pulled in to do a job on emergency, even though I've got work to do on the far side of the country. I've been pulled in to replace this ceiling. So what's happened is there's a plaster's come in. He does painting work as well. And the idea is I have to pull this ceiling down, and I'll show you here. I'll just turn it around. Pull the gimbal up so you can see what's happened. So the structure of the actual ceiling has been damaged. I'll just turn it around there for everybody so I know what I'm looking at. Whoa. So you have a look at the structure of the actual ceiling. It's in bad condition. Now, I'm having to fix the roof also, but I get now to see the damage that's being caused here. So the customer's getting new lights installed as well while we're here. But the idea really is we have to pull the ceiling out. Now, why? So the problem that I have with this ceiling is this. This ceiling has, so the plaster, what he was going to do is he was going to put a plaster above this and feed it to this plinth, this cornicing, if you would call it that, on top of the kitchen. Now the customer may at one point get a brand new kitchen in, and if that is the case, we're going to pull that down and suddenly we're going to have to replace the ceiling again, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking out these plinths. These are kickboards, I think, that was used to cover the top part, and we're going to pull the ceiling down straight from the get-go. The whole lot's going to be pulled down, and then we're going to be able to reapply a brand new ceiling. Now, this is bigger than simply just patching it, but it's proper. To me, it has to be done properly, so that the customer. But while I'm at it, I'm going to be probably putting new insulation in and a wee bit of wiring for the client's lighting system. So that'll all be done at the same time. Just broke it again. Watch your wee foot there. The towel just broke. We'll have to fix that again. Bit of flat timber maybe. Kiddo?
Yeah.
A bit of flat timber.
Alright. Up in the yard.
Here, I tell you what. See, bring your ladder that way. Bring your ladder that way. What you want to do is take a look at the butyl rubber. And I think the problem is here. Just here. Look at the hailstones still. Hailstones.
That's crazy.
But I think it's here. There's it there. There's where the water's getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I could just put my finger up, look. I knew it. Yep. That's where the water's getting in. Up in here. So, my... And that's what's happening. The water's collecting and the hailstones were sitting here, and then the water was leaking up through there was like most likely a pile of water here, and it was flushing in here. Look, it was flushing into here. We move that lid up. Huh? Big hole. Straight through. Straight through. Right up in. It's the only place I can think or see. There's a big hole here. There's a hole here. So I would say that if I bonded that on a dry day, that would sort the problem out. Okay, so do you see the lead valley here, the lead tray? The valley here? Yeah?
Yeah.
I would say that if we pulled these tiles up here, if these were moved and taken off, I would say that we would end up with a space up here too, because if you look at the flow up here, the flow, and there was a collection here, I would say that not only that hole there was a problem with water getting in, I would say that the snow, because you said it only happens in snow.
Mm-hmm. So it's whenever it builds up.
It's only when it builds up here. So I would say there's probably an escape path here as well, and there's not enough butyl rubber here. You can see that the boys have taken the tiles out, but I don't know what they've done, but they're not, I think they've glued them in. I think they've glued these slates back in. I think they've glued these slates back in. Look, they're not moving. I have a funny feeling they're glued, like the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that's where the problem is. And I would say that yeah, they're not when they're clean, they're not the best slate now. So they're not. And you see this here, look. Do you see that there? I don't know if you can see that. Let's just pull that up. Pull that. There's a hole in that slate there. See the hole?
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it'll make much of a difference. No? Okay. Pull these slates off, rip these slates off here, up here, and rip these slates off here. I don't think it's this side, because it's a lot higher, Joe. It's a lot higher here.
Yeah.
There.
See by the angle.
I would say that the water intake underneath this is here on the corner here.
Yeah.
I would say that's your problem there. So what?
That's probably where it's weakened the most.
And I would say that the lead tray here is building up when the snow comes in and the water is getting in underneath that tray. So I would say that we would have to probably put a massive sheet of DPM. Just going to do a video here, Tom. Is that all right? Is that okay? Happy enough. You're gonna. You don't mind being in it?
Well, I'm not dressed.
We're just doing a video here, just on the flat roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to include you in the flat roof or you standing there.
You said this.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go worldwide, did you say?
Does yeah? Don't want to go worldwide, Tom.
I think I need to be dressed.
All right.
No.
Show me and I'll tell them to do it.
Sure. Right. That's perfect. In fact.
Want me to keep it running or?
Yeah. Keep it rolling, sure.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't mind doing the lights. I want to just sort of throw caution to the wind that he's covering plasterboard and he's just going to cut round these girls.
Okay.
And then plaster to a dry line.
Okay.
So what I can't allow is that to happen, because if Tom rings me back to put the kitchen in, I'm going to take these down,
Right, okay.
and then suddenly I'm going to have to look for plasterboard.
Yeah.
So it has to be, if it's going to be fully plasterboard, it has to be corner to corner.
Right. Okay.
So they need opened up, or the situation is, because if it was me and I'm this is what I would do. I'm sure you know this.
Okay.
Contractors come in, we see that, we'll pull that down, we'll re-nail, we'll take away the nails, we'll take away put the wiring in, put brand new insulation up. So we would do that, and then we'd put new lights in and that sort of stuff, and then we would get it skimmed.
Yeah.
That's the way we would do it, but we're doing it. It's the long way around and the most expensive, which is, and if it's a cover up, you know, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But as long as we have to make sure it's permanent. Graham,
Yes.
how are you, sir?
Not too bad.
I'll shake your hand.
What's your name?
Al, Big Al.
Nice to
How
meet
are you?
Not too bad.
So we could hit a lot of birds with one stone by us doing the pull-out. But the only problem is, Tom, you're going to lose these girls here, these plinths.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that? We can put them back temporarily until you decide.
If you can do it now, what I mean.
Oh, you're funny, Tom. I'll do it today for you.
Right.
Alright? But then that allows me then to get that prepped and understand what I need to do with that roof, because I've seen some light coming in as well. Did you say there was a beam here somewhere?
Yes.
Structural beam, yeah?
Yeah.
Talking on the kitchen there.
Right, sir.
And the roof, if you want to see it, I mean, you can see the.
Well, we'll have to pull the ceilings down.
Do you want to show?
No, we'll just start pulling the ceilings down. We need 2 hard hats, kid. Okay.
Yep.
Now, insulation.
Yeah.
Do you remember the wet insulation you had?
Yeah.
That's going away then. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I will double skin your insulation into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Here in the roof you're talking
Yeah.
about, yeah.
I'll have to order plasterboard to get the plasterboard up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big job now.
Yeah.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it right. Okay. Keep going. There's more here. Right, okay, so looking at this this situation so far. Now, if you want to have a look, so looking at that ceiling, this all needs denailing, Joe. Yeah. This all needs to be taken out, so you can start doing the denailing. And then we got to get the multi-tool right into the corner here, and cut out the entire section. An update on this, if you look above, oh, there's the valley board there. And if you have a look, I'm going to have to go up again. We didn't record it. I talked for about 5 minutes there, and none of it was recorded. So there's the valley board here. There's the valley board up there. That one going at an angle. That's where the lead is, the lead valley. And if you have a look, just if I point up here, to see there's like a bit of felt, and there's wet, and it's leaking, and then dropping down to this steel beam here. As you can see, the rust, and there's still water. That was caused by the hailstones. And what's happened is, on the flat roof, as we recorded earlier, the hailstones were gathering like a dam. It was damming the water, not allowing the water to escape. So the client called me last night, asking for me to come down in emergency. This role was for someone else, but we did it today because we had to get access. So, and the plasterer will be taking over. He can do a much better job than I can, and he's going to put in the plasterboard after I'm finished fixing that hole in the roof. So there it is. We'll keep you updated on the next run. Okay guys, that is it done. It's all cleaned up. We got the place cleaned up, and I've had to strip back the old lights, pull out the old lights and get them terminated. There's the old lights there. These ones here are fully out now, disconnected and ready and marked. I have it marked for the lights, where they're going, the centres and where they're going. So when the plasterboard goes in, that's done. I have it marked there as well. If you have a look, centre to centre, that's where the centres are. Centre's over there too. So I have it chiseled back with the multi-tool right to the wall, but that's more or less it sorted, ready to go. So, but they're clear. They can come back here now, plaster and render this. That allows us to, well, we now know where the problem is. This actually turned out from a small little visitation to a pretty big job. It's only taken us the guts of just over half a day to get that all sort of cleared up. Done my best in cleaning, because Joe doesn't understand what cleaning is, do you, Joe? Anyway, so that is us. We're done. All dusty and... Look. Now, hold on here. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you not dusty? No, don't pretend you're dusty. How comes you're not dusty and I am?
I don't know. I was shaking myself off whenever I was outside.
How comes you... Hold on. There's no dust on you at all. Oh, there's dust on your ass. You must have been sitting somewhere. Are you sitting down?
Must have been.
Look at this. You do that, right? So there's no dust on you. And look at me. Watch this. You ready? Look. Look. I have a funny feeling I was doing the work, Joe. Why do you even need a dust mask?
Don't know.
There it is. See you next time. Ciao.